All right, what up, YouTube? I was feeling like it's been a minute since I've been on here, but I guess it hasn't though, because I was just talking about the Buffalo shooting and stuff, and that wasn't too long ago. But I just want to get my thoughts real quick on this other one that went on. But before I do though, I'm gonna just talk about this because it's gonna make sense. I'm gonna try not to talk about myself, but it is what I've kind of been through, so it's gonna make sense as it relates to this. But I gotta talk about it real quick, so just hit me out. And for anybody, I don't know how it is in many other states, but especially for the people in Chicago, y'all know, like I only know about all over Chicago. I just know about like out south and over east, 95th Street specifically. When you trying to go up there and get your driver license or your state ID, well, let me just say this. My first time I went up there, like I said, that's the only place I ever went to get my state ID or my driver license on 95th Street in Chicago. My first time I went up there, I think I wasn't getting a driver's license. I think I was getting a state ID. And for anybody, like I said, who been out there, you know that line all day, every day be wrapped around the corner for no reason. So my first time going to get my state ID, I stood in that long ass line for no reason. I wasn't really mad though, because I figured, whatever, if I just do what they say, come back, everything would be good, and it was. Then my second time I went up there, I was getting my driver's license. It was the same thing though. I stood in that long ass line and they said I was missing something, so I had to come back. And I just got back to Chicago in 2020. And so when I figured out I was gonna stay here, and I go back to Missouri or whatever, for a minute. I mean, well, I was just gonna be chilling, but my mom was convincing me to go switch my license over and all that. So for whatever reason, but I was reluctant to do it, but she kept bugging me about it. So one day I was like, forget it, let me just go up there and change my license. And I was thinking like, I hope there's somebody out there to tell me everything I need, so I don't get up there and be waiting in that long ass line for no reason again. And it was. Y'all see how God worked? He worked in mysterious ways. It was a lady out there with a checklist. And she was saying, like, if you need your title or this, this is what you need. If you need your driver license, blah, 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 this is what you need to have with you before you go up there. And like I said, I was happy because the first two times I stood in that long ass line for no reason. And so I showed the lady, she's like, what you trying? She's like, what you here for? I'm here for my license, blah, blah, blah. She's like, well, you need this, da, da, da. And I showed her everything I had. She was like, good, you can go. And I'm like, cool, that's exactly what I was looking for. So I ain't waiting in this long ass line again for no reason. But I get up there. And of course, the third time I'm standing in this line on the first time to get some driver's license, state ID. They I forgot what it was. I think I had a piece of mail. They said you need to be a utility bill. Like I said, it's always something eh, like I said, it take a lot to get me mad. But the fact I keep going up there standing, like I said, for anybody in Chicago, standing at 95th Street line is wrapped around. And I thought I was getting up there early. I thought I got up early on a Saturday to go wait in this long ass line, and I was still standing in line for 8. I ain't never stood in that line for less than 5 hours. But either way though, I went up there to get my driver's license. And like I said, the lady was in line. She told me everything I needed, and I had everything I needed according to her. But I went up there. They talking about some. Like I said, I think they said I had the mail, but it needed to be a utility bill or something like that. So again, I'm pissed off at this point. Like I said, this is my third time waiting in this long ass line just to get turned around, and I feel like it's petty. Like damn, if I got a piece of mail, just let me get my damn driver's license with it. I feel like it's when you go through the drive-through, and people talking about you can't get extra barbecue sauce or whatever. Like I feel like it's petty like that. That's how they be acting. But either way though. I don't want to be too long with this. I just said that to say this. Every time I went to get a state ID or a driver's license, I encountered a problem. Like y'all see, I still got my Missouri license. I ain't even finna go back up there and wait in that long ass line so these people can keep playing with me. So I just said, forget it. I don't even want the damn driver's license no more. But either way, I said that to say this. Every time I went to go get my driver's license or state ID, I encountered a problem every single time. But every time I don't bought a gun in this country more than once and legally. And every single time I went to go buy a gun, I got it on my first try every single time. So I said all that to say this before I even say what I'm gonna say. It's easier in this country to get a gun than it is a driver's license, and that's why I still got my Missouri ID because I ain't playing this game with these people no more. Matter of fact, I was just having a conversation the other day. It's like these little credit games they be playing. Like they say, if in every 7 years your credit's supposed to get reset or whatever. When I get out the military in 2015, it's 2022 now. When I got out in 2015, I didn't really know what I was gonna do with my life. So I was down in Missouri a little bit, just running up my credit, just trying to survive, buying food and stuff like that. I mean, I was having fun a little bit too, but the point is I ran up my credit. Like I said, when I got out the military in 2015, it's 2022 now. So I did the little whatever they say, go to the credit karma, all that, and dispute everything if you want to come off and all that. But see, these the games they be playing. Now they talking about a new creditor got it or whatever. Now who knows? It might be like another 7 years before they can come off. So like I said, I just feel like this whole country is a game, and I don't want to play no more. But like I was just saying though, before I get off into some other stuff. Every time I went to go buy a gun in this country, I ain't had no problem. And it's been way harder for me to get a driver's license in this country than it's been for me to get a gun. So with that being said, before I talk about this the shooting that happened in Texas, that's all I want to say because I've been hearing people say things like it's easier to get this in this country, get a gun than this in this country, and I've been kind of doubting them. But as I thought about it myself, I'm like, damn, I kind of have had a hard time getting my driver's license. Like I said, every time I went to get a gun, I never had a problem. So I definitely see what people saying. But either way, though, with that being said, I was thinking about like why that is. Like, why is it easier for me to get a gun than it is to get a driver's license? And we know the reason. America is all about money. All right. For those little driver's licenses that America's selling in those little state buildings, they not getting that much taxes off them off them driver's license. But every time they sell a gun, I guarantee you they getting almost hundreds of dollars in taxes. So I figure that's probably why it's easier to buy a gun in this country than it is to get most other things in this country because guns are kind of expensive. Like I said, they know they can get the taxes back off that. So of course, what America does is takes money over human and call it capitalism. That's all this is. All right. Because think about this. When that Iraq war started in 2003, whenever it happened, all they kept saying was they was going over to find weapons of mass destruction. Well, every time it's a mass shooting in America, that mess I ain't gonna say every time because I guess people can get a pistol or whatever, but I guess that can still be a weapon of mass destruction. But either way, though, every time people get slaughtered in America in a mass shooting, that must be carried out with a weapon of mass destruction. So these people went all the way over in Afghanistan and tore that whole country up, talking about they looking for weapons of mass destruction, but they not even trying to do nothing about the ones here though. So like y'all see what I'm saying though, like America's just in the business of killing people inside this country and out. That's why America pay almost $1 trillion every year for its military because they got to go kill people for this country to survive. It is just that simple. I think they said America paid more than 20 times the next few countries under it in military spending. And like I said, it's all because America's just in the business of killing people. It's just that simple. And so with that being said though, I was finna I forgot what I was gonna say, but hold on, I know what I want to say though. So I'm gonna read out the Bible a little bit because I'm offering my thoughts on this, and I wanted to offer my prayers about it too. But I'm thinking like, if I pray for things to get better in America, I might be praying against God's will because when we read in Revelations 18, I'm gonna just go to let me go to verse 2. I'm gonna read in Revelation 18, I'm gonna go to verse 2. All right, and just hit me out. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All right. And is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit. So I'm thinking like if we keep praying for things to get better in America, I think we're gonna be praying against God's will because God already told us this is Babylon the Great, and it's gonna be a habitation for devils and the hold of every foul spirit. And so anybody who will walk in the grocery store just killing random people, that's a devil. Killing elementary kids is what somebody in a habitation of devils would do. And the fact that it keep occurring and nothing's being done about it, that clearly shows that this is the habitation once again of devils. So I'm thinking like, we can pray for things to get better in America, but God already told us this was the habitation of devils. So if we pray for things to get better, we're gonna be praying against his will. Cause I ain't saying it was in God's will for kids to die. But if this is the habitation of devils, what else you think they gonna do? So no, I can't. I kind of feel like maybe I shouldn't give my thoughts if I shouldn't give my prayers because God do say to pray for our enemies. So if we're gonna pray for our enemies, then of course we should pray for everybody. But and I say this too, if you read the story of Jonah, uh he actually prayed for that city, and they actually repented from the evil they was doing, and God had mercy on them. God ain't gonna say he changed his mind, but God actually showing that it can be in his will to chastise you, but not to a level of complete destruction if you truly repent. So, we could pray for America, but I don't know. This is Revelations 18, and I remember what it said. So let me find it real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna go to verse 5. It says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities." So, like I'm saying, we can pray for America all we want to, but the Bible just said that America's sins has went up to heaven, and God has remembered her sins. God ain't forgetting. A lot of people say forget slavery and all that, but God ain't forgetting it. I done already told y'all we his chosen people, so how he just gonna overlook that? Everything happening for a reason though. But either way, I think I might be done with the word of God real quick. I mean, I might come back to it, but before I do, hold on, I'm trying to see if it's something else I want to get up there. Either way though, let me just switch topics real quick though, because like I don't know if I just told y'all, but I just got back out of town or whatever, and I took the train down and I took the train back. On the way there, it was stopping through a lot of cities in Illinois and stuff. And one of the cities it stopped in was Springfield. Springfield was a place where Abraham Lincoln did a lot of his political work and started all his little political work and all that stuff. So I don't know, yeah, I like to read and stuff. So as I was, I'm on the train, I'm like, man, let me just read a little bit more about Abraham Lincoln and all that stuff and blah blah blah. And as I was reading about him, I was reading in that war, the Civil War, one way Abraham Lincoln figured he was gonna win the war, he decided he was gonna block the ports that the Confederate States was using so they couldn't import or export no more of their goods so they can have the materials they need to fight the war. And so, I was just thinking about that. I'm like, well, who was the Confederate working with? Because when I was reading the story about it, they were saying the Confederate, the people they was trading with, they was buddies. Like they wasn't just in it for business. Like if you look at matter of fact, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I need to write this down real quick. Damn, I ain't got no pen. Whatever. I hope I can remember what I want to say. But when I was reading it, what it was saying was the people who the Confederacy was trading with, they wasn't just doing business with them. They had a real bond. So I was trying to see like, because what was happening was it said Abraham Lincoln was successfully able to stop the Civil War from going international because the Confederacy wanted help. They wanted help from the people they was trading with. So I was looking like damn, and they was about to get it. So I was looking like damn, like who was finna help the Confederacy win this little Civil War or whatever. And as I looked into it, it said that the British and the French was on the side with the Confederacy. And I'm like, damn, I kind of wish I didn't delete my social media now. Yeah, I deleted my social media. So if any fake little pages pop up, whatever, that ain't me. And I delete them because sometimes I feel like I spend too much time on it and all that. But two, I was seeing some stuff, Summer Walker was asking, why the KKK and got a RICO and all that. And they took a whole post down, all that. And she ain't the only one. There's been a whole bunch of people questioning, like why Donald Trump and them ain't get a RICO. And they've been taking people posts down and all that stuff. So I'm like, whatever. Not only am I spending too much time on all the social media stuff, I feel like this YouTube is kind of having it too much too, because they might take this video down. I don't like the fact that they can do that. So I really don't want to use none of their social media for real. But yeah, then what was I even talking about? Social media. I was talking about Summer Walker said da da da. They took down the KKK post. Then I was finna say either way though. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying I wish I didn't delete my social media because I was telling y'all once before. I was talking about the mark of the beast and the number of the beast. I told y'all in 2019, the population in the UK was 66.6 million people. All right. And for those out who don't think that's big, I mean, it's literally what the Bible says to a T. If you go and read where it's talking about, I think it's in Revelations 11 or 12, it might be in 13. But when it's talking about the mark of the beast, God said that number will be three score six and six. And for anybody who know math, or you paying a little bit of attention in school, like when you read a number, you're not supposed to say and until you see that decimal. So a lot of people will have like $1,057.29, but they like, I got $1,057.29. But they say you ain't supposed to say the and until you see the decimal creates the cents or whatever. So if you got $1,057.29, that's what it'd be, 1,057 and 29 cents instead of 1,057. I mean, it really don't matter, but I mean, I remember a little bit from school. That's one of the things I remember. But either way, though, the fact that the Bible said that number would be three score, six, and six, and like I told y'all, the population of the UK was 66.6 million people in 2019. Then, ironically, 3 years prior to that, the population in France was 66.6 million people in 2016. Damn, and that's when Donald Trump became the president too, when I think about it. And so just putting it all together, like I was saying, the population of France and Britain was $66.6 million, 3 years apart. I mean, not dollars, but 66.6 million people, 3 years apart, 2016, 2019. And those was the two countries that was trying to help the Confederacy kill God's people. Damn, you cannot make this up. And as a matter of fact, let me go to Psalms real quick. Because Psalms, when they say they Confederate against us, it's not really talking about the Confederate of America. But still, though, I just want to read that because now it's making too much sense. I mean, it made sense already, but damn, we can go to Psalms 83 and it says, "Keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones." All right, that was literally Confederacy taking crafty counsel against the hidden ones, against our people. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Now, like I said, this ain't talking about the Confederacy because we was already destroyed as a nation by that point, but they wanted to, of course, keep it going. If they would have had their way today, still we want to know who we are in this book. So y'all see what I'm saying? But it talks about, I'm gonna go to 4. I'm gonna go to 5. My bad. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom. And that's all I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right there because I already told y'all who the Edomites are. It ain't all of them, but it's a lot of them. Since the Romans was up there conquering all of Europe, a lot of them people got that Edomite blood in them now. And so even when we look at Psalms 83 talking about how they confederate against thee, and now we see that Britain and France had 66. I mean, just even think about it. Like I told y'all too, the president of France, he was talking about the population of Africa is too high or something. And then over in UK, they keep talking about the population of Africa too. I think the Prince Harry, the Prince Williams, do whoever it is, keep talking about. I told y'all he was talking about there need to be more animals over in Africa than it is Africans and all that. And then of course, Bill Gates keep talking about it too. So I'm just looking at it like the fact that the UK people keep worrying about the population of Africa, and then the people over, I ain't gonna say the people of France, but definitely their president. I mean, you can just look at him and tell he racist. But either way, though, the fact that it's France and the UK again, we see them together. Not only they steady talking about the population of black people, but we see that they was actually confederate with the Confederacy. And not just that, we see that their numbers was 66.6 million people. I'm just putting it all together like, damn, like you just can't make this up, man. It's crazy. But like I said, the only reason I started looking into that though was I started reading about the story of Abraham Lincoln and stuff. Cause I just wanted something to read while I was on the train. I started a little Hebrew studies. I want to learn how to speak Hebrew, so I started learning the letters and stuff like that, learning a few phrases. I think I know more than 10 Hebrew words right now. I just started, so I think I'm doing all right. But either way though, I uh I just wanted something to read while I was on the train. So I started looking up the story of Abraham Lincoln, and like I said, I was trying to see who he was trying to stop the Confederacy from working with. And I just wasn't surprised that it was France and Britain. Because they do got that number of the beast on them. They got that 66.6 on them. And for those y'all who know what I'm talking about, 'cause like I said, I did delete my social media. Let me just show y'all real quick. So I actually got my phone next to me today. I mean, y'all can Google it yourself though, but still. Some of y'all just might need to see it to believe it. Oh, now they gonna change it. But when I had it on my Facebook, y'all know what it said. It said 66.6. All right. And then we gonna go to France real quick. And they gonna change this one too. But either way though, I showed y'all. Matter of fact, I might just undelete my Facebook now just so I can have the proof back up there since they want to play. But either way though, we see they got the number of the beast on them, and not only did they had a number on the beast on them, they was trying to help the beast, the Confederacy. All right, so like I said, I was just looking into all that, and just to say all that, like I was saying, this is America. They place money over human lives and call it capitalism. That's all it is. So I mean, I don't want to be at this all day, but that is, I was reading a little bit into that, and that's what I seen. And like I was just saying, just speaking, this is America. They in the business of killing people. That's why it's easier to get a gun than it is to go get a license. They want people dead in this country. They want people dead outside this country. Like I said again, that's why America pay $1 trillion a year on the military. They wouldn't pay all that money for the military if they weren't planning on killing people. Period. So that's just my thoughts on that. I think I had something else to say, but like I said, I don't want to be on this all day. So if I can't remember it real quick, I'm gonna just end this video. But besides that, what else I'm gonna say? Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna say this too, since I'm thinking about it. Cause I was like I said, I was reading the story of Abraham Lincoln, and I was reading that I don't know if it was his grandfather, his great grandfather, his great great grandfather, whatever. But I know one of the Lincolns, one of his grandfathers got killed by the Indians, and I was starting to think like, damn, maybe they had like an effect on the way he viewed slavery and didn't want it to expand the way it did because I was thinking like maybe with him real because as I was reading the story of Abraham Lincoln, like ain't nobody perfect, but it did seem like he was a real good dude. Like I think they even called him Honest Abe. So they if that goes in to show you anything, I guess that really goes to show who he was. Like I said, well nobody perfect though, because as I was reading to the story of Abraham Lincoln too. Matter of fact, I told you I think in my first poem, after slavery, the slave masters got money after the slaves got freed, but we never got no money. And Abraham Lincoln was one of the ones who voted for the slave masters to get compensated for the slaves they lost. So, like I said, ain't nobody perfect, but as I was reading the story, like I was saying, as I was reading the story of Abraham Lincoln, though, I seen that his great grandfather got killed by Indians, and like I said, I was thinking maybe that probably had an effect on the way he viewed slavery because he probably knew because Abraham Lincoln was smart. I think I was reading too. He grew up as a farm boy, but he was self taught. Like he taught himself. I ain't gonna say everything he knew, but he was interested with words and stuff. So that's really how he got into politics and stuff. I think it was one word they said he didn't know, and he kept trying to figure out what it was, and he actually left the state of Illinois to go find out what this word was. And so I'm like, damn, he was serious about it. So like I'm saying though, but just I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I was saying maybe with the way his grandfather got killed by Indians, maybe that was like I keep saying, maybe that was the way he had he maybe that was the way maybe that shaped the way he viewed slavery because he probably knew like I was saying, he was a good dude pretty much for the most part. So maybe he was thinking like, damn, like it's people would do certain things, damn near anything to get free. And like I'm saying, when his grandfather get murdered, maybe he probably realized like, damn, if we keep slavery going on, like we can kill all of them since we control them the way we do, but a lot of us will die too. So I'm thinking maybe he was realizing like, if we treat people a little better, maybe they'll treat us better. And I think that's maybe why he was going about everything he was doing. But like I said, I don't think nobody perfect though, because I think also Abraham Lincoln, he also said he didn't really care whether the slaves got freed or not. He just wanted the Union to stay together or something like that. And he also had a plan. No, matter of fact, that was what I showed y'all in my first poem. It wasn't the fact that the slave masters got compensated for freeing their slaves, but Abraham Lincoln wanted to send us back to Africa or whatever, to Liberia or something like that. So, like I said, I ain't had no problem with that either, though. But don't send us back empty-handed, though, and you gonna get a slave master's money. So, like I said, wasn't nobody perfect though, and they ain't trying to, talk crazy about Abraham Lincoln and not like that. 'Cause like I said, the more I read about his story, he was a bad dude. He done been to war and all that, but just reading about that, I was just thinking maybe that had an effect on the way he viewed slavery just by his grandfather getting killed by Indians and all that. And I mean that ain't really got nothing to what I'm talking about, but like I said, I was just reading, and since I'm a reader, I just want to show y'all a little bit what I got from it or whatever. Just all that, but my bad. I think I got off topic a little bit. I got on here to talk about the mass shootings and all that, and I think I pretty much said everything I want to say about that. So I ain't finna be on here too long, and whatever. If I got something else, I'll be on whenever I be on. So I'm out.